Okay everybody, we are back and ready to get going here. So before we get rolling with today's session, if I could get you to do me a big favor, and you probably know the drill by now, if you could just a little sound check with me here. Let me know if that audio is coming through loud and clear or not. So just let me know in that chat box. Alright, getting some checks. Check, good, sounds good, loud and clear. Alright, good. Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to throw a couple of quick questions out at you guys. Again, you know how this works. The more feedback, the better. Okay, so these are unscripted sessions, and the more I hear from you guys, the more targeted the training and information that we will cover today. So, my question to you is this. When it comes to your lead generation and marketing, what would you say is the biggest challenge that you're running into when it comes to following up with those leads and converting those leads into actual closed loans? What would you say is the biggest challenge or problem for you? Okay. Alright, the manual follow-up. Okay. Taking the time to write. Okay, there we go. Finding the time to stay in front of the prospects. How to stay in front of them when they are ready to actually do their loan. Customer reluctance to move forward. Finding the time. Writing emails. Writing scripts. Where to store all the information. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of time-based feedback here. So it sounds like sounds like you guys are kind of busy now, doesn't it? So while we get started here, I'm just going to throw this out here. I've used these statistics repeatedly because it's just so powerful to see this in writing. But what you guys are seeing on your screen right now, this comes straight from the DMA, Direct Marketing Association of North America. And it just blows my mind. And it's probably going to blow your mind as well. But looking at the fact that almost half of all individuals in sales, and we're in the sales profession, right, never even follow up once with their average prospect. 48%. And I can vouch for that. I've been on the receiving end of that treatment. I'm sure you guys have as well. Sometimes it drives me nuts when I have to call the same organization 7, 8, 9 times and send them a couple dozen emails just to get one of them to actually pick up the phone and reply. We're trying to send them money, and it's a pain in the butt to get them to actually follow up. 25% of those in sales make a second contact, so they follow up once, and then they stop. So you realize that we're talking about almost 3/4 of all people in sales at this stage. 48% plus the 25%. What do we get? We're over 70%. What is that? 72, 73%? So off the top of my head. 12% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. Only 12%. And the stunning part of this is that you see this sort of lack of follow-up, but the statistics again speak for themselves that only 2% of sales are made on that first contact. So those 48% of the people who just completely don't follow up, period, they're only tapping into 2% of the potential market. And 3% of sales are made on the second contact, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth, and 80% on the 5th to 12th contact. 80%. So what kind of a loan officer are we? Meaning, do we want to be tapping into that 80+%, technically, and tapping into 100% because we're making 1 contact, we're making 2, we're making 3, we're making 4, we're making 5, all the way down to 12? And when we're in this information age, guys, it just gets worse because that means everybody else has greater access to your prospects as well. So people are suffering from information overload. That means it's more important than ever that you stand out. That means it's more important than ever that you're consistent with your marketing, with your follow-up, with your message, and that we have powerful messages, not just any old message, hey, just checking in to see how you're doing. That doesn't work, does it? So what are we doing? What are we saying to stand out and to make these statistics, to make this simple math, because it's just simple math here, guys, how are we going to make it work in our favor? Okay, but you know what? it's difficult to be too hard on the folks that don't follow up regularly just because, well, it's so freaking hard. Right? Taking the time to, number one, become a copywriter, because your ad copy has to be written by someone. How many of us here today would rank ourselves as excellent writers? Excellent writers, not just average, but how many of us view ourselves as excellent writers? We're great at copywriting. How many of us view ourselves as being excellent when it comes to the technical stuff? Okay, again, all right, Mike says, not this kid. Chris says no. All right, when it comes to the technical stuff, and by that I mean, you know what, if we're going to set up a true follow-up campaign, we're going to need tracking. How many of us are good at figuring out and setting up and inserting our tracking pixels and what those pixels do, the message that they send, what do they trigger, where does it go? Is it communicating via XML with our other software? See, there's a lot to tie together when it comes to developing a truly automated follow-up system, because the bottom line is, at the end of the day, we don't have the time to manually follow up with everyone, do we? How many people do you have in your database? How many of those people are you going to find the time to sit down and personally craft 12 follow-ups and make them good and relevant and send those out? Difficult. It's not easy, is it? And then we have to change our marketing down here at the bottom. We have to track our metrics and then modify our marketing based on those results, based on those metrics. So if we're properly tracking, that means we're seeing certain messages are getting good results, certain messages are not. Certain groups of people we're getting great results with, other groups of people we're not. Because here's the thing, let's throw some things out there. What kinds of leads do you guys, or types of niches do you see out there? You know, generally you have just your regular old general purchase, but then you have first-time home buyers, you have luxury home buyers, you have realtors that you're marketing to, right? You may be doing VA loans, you may be doing reverse mortgages. Now, I've only begun to just throw some things out there. I'm sure you guys could share about 2-3 dozen other types of loan products or niches that you could possibly target. Maybe you're targeting the Spanish-speaking market. I don't know. Would you market to those individuals the same as you would to the first-time home buyers? Or would you market to the first-time home buyers the same way you would to the luxury home buyers, or to the realtors, or to the VA loans, or to the reverse mortgages? See, our messages and our follow-up has to be custom crafted to the group, to the specific group that we're marketing to. But how many of us have the time to segment those groups and then independently structure the marketing for each group to be unique? Because the same methods that's going to convert a first-time home buyer sure as heck are not the same methods I use to convert a $3, $4, $5 million home buyer, right? So that's when we start to run into challenges, and it's not easy to sit down and figure this stuff out, right? Because a lead nurturing strategy, well, there's a reason people get paid so well to design these things. Conversion experts and professional copywriters. I paid as much as $1,000 a page for my copywriters. That's not where I'm going to cheap out. If I want good results, they're not cheap, because they know they can drive sales on demand. And what happens is if we're not deploying a proper strategy, then what's the result? Well, then that means that we're not converting as well as we could, and if we're not converting as well as we could, then that means we need even more leads. So if we're already having difficulty filling the funnel with leads up front, if we're not converting as many of them as we possibly could, then we got to go out and get even more leads. It becomes a vicious cycle, right? Because there's a lot of waste there. Nobody wants that. What if you could convert 40%, 50%, 60% more of the leads that you capture? Then what does that do to your lead generation efforts? What does that do to the amount of time you spend in the office? Less time in the office. Because we're more productive while we're there. We're converting more at a greater percentage. And that's powerful. We're about to go live to the web here in just a moment, and I'm going to show you guys some of the exciting things that we've been doing behind the scenes here. And I'm going to show you how I build my sales funnels. But I just wanted to point this out. I grabbed some more statistics today, and I just copied and pasted them right here in the slide. But it shows here are the official statistics on why businesses actually lose their customers or potential customers. Now, these are individuals that are originally prospects, and in between being a prospect or becoming a customer or becoming a repeat customer, here's the reasons why they don't come back to you. Just let that soak in. Take a look at it. Take a look at all those reasons, and what do we have down here at the bottom? 68% of consumers stated that they will stop or they just decide not to buy a product or service from a business because of an attitude or feeling of indifference towards them by their representatives. So they felt, this guy's not communicating with me well enough. He's not following up enough. I just don't trust this person because he's not giving me the information or the answers I want in a timely fashion. Whatever that may be. You may view that customer as very important, but your view doesn't matter, right? When they're the customer, only their viewpoint matters because they're the only ones that can say, yes, I'm going to do business with you. And if they feel indifferent or a feeling of indifference coming from us, you, me, because we're not following up. 68%. Mind-blowing, isn't it? All right, so let me show you the steps that I like to follow when it comes to lead nurturing. So when I get a lead in the front door, I know that it's hard-earned, right? And I'm sure your leads are hard-earned as well. So we want to make the most of it. So instead of just capturing a lead and throwing a couple phone calls out there and going, okay, I'm done, my job here is done, I'm moving on, not a good lead because they didn't call me back. Instead of doing that, here's what I like to do. Once I've captured that lead, I want an email to go out. And I don't just want an email to go out, I want an email to go out almost instantly. Within that first 5 to 10 minutes, an email must go out to that individual, thanking them for taking an action. So was it somebody who filled out a fast app on your website? Was it somebody who just said, hey, I want to find out a little bit more about your loan programs, or hey, I'm thinking about consolidating some debt, please get back with me? Whatever the case may be, I want an email going out to them to let them know they're important and to start setting expectations of what your service is going to be like. This is that first impressions are lasting impressions. Well, we should have something automated going out. Boom. Thank you very much. You're very important to me. Here's how to reach me if this is urgent, or if you have answers that, or if you have questions that need answers quickly. Here's my phone number. Here's how to reach me. So you're setting the tone right there, right out of the gate. Number 2, bonus information goes out roughly 24 to 48 hours. So let's say that they requested a free report about the top 5 mistakes new home buyers make that could cost them tens of thousands of dollars when buying a home. Okay, so they request that report. I send them that report. It's going out about the same time that my instant follow-up email goes out. Step number 1. But step number 2 is bonus information. In other words, we don't just want to match their expectations, we want to exceed their expectations. That's why we give them something free. So a second email goes out roughly about 24 to 48 hours. So that first day, the instant email, the second day I want something else going out going, hey, by the way, I thought you might like this. It's either going to be some additional information, maybe a link to a helpful website, something that is obvious that I didn't have to do, and it demonstrates, hey, this guy's going out of his way. Wow, this guy really cares because he sent this to me and he didn't have to. No sales message at all when that bonus email goes out. Now you guys have seen I've done webinars where I've taught individuals how to build websites from scratch, how to blog properly, how to SEO. I've given away a ton of free information. Why do I do that, guys? That's the bonus information. That's setting the tone. That's setting expectations. When you go above and beyond what you had to be helpful and provide usable, workable information. It's difficult to stand out in today's marketplace, right? A lot of people view loan officers as commodities that, hey, the only way I'm going to shop is I'm going to look for the lowest rate and the lowest closing costs. They're really commoditizing your service. So how do you differentiate yourself when it's so easy to reach borrowers these days with the web? By going above and beyond. So my third contact is I'm going to send out something that ultimately links them to my other assets. Now my other assets could be my website, my blog, a webinar, an article, maybe a magazine I've been published in, something like that, guys. It needs to be something that gets them out of the email, out of their inbox, and onto your website, your blog, your articles, your webinars. You want them taking action. You know what you're doing? You're training them to click on stuff and to take action, to do something. So that third message needs to go somewhere other than their inbox. So Dave, Chad, should we be sending out testimonials, either written or video testimonials? That's absolutely excellent, Dave. Excellent, excellent. Testimonials, a single testimonial says more than 1,000 words of ad copy in most cases. Carries weight with it. And video testimonials are even better. I would take a single video testimonial over 10 written testimonials, because now the people can see, hey, he didn't just have somebody go and write something fake. I could see the person right here. Carries a lot of weight. So excellent idea. Now, by this time, after I've sent out a minimum of 3 to 4 contacts, here's what happens in my sales funnel. Did you guys notice this right here? See that right here? Track behavior, then modify. What do I mean by tracking their behavior, guys? Let's see. Throw some comments in here in the chat box. Let me know. What am I talking about by tracking their behavior? Let's see if you guys have been exposed to this before, this type of marketing. What exactly are we tracking? Okay. All right. So, okay, Kirsten, yeah, did they open their email or not? Did they click and go to the website? Are they clicking through? How many are opening their emails? Okay, thanks, Rodney, Paul, Freddie, Chip, Chris, Nick, Ryan. Okay, you guys got it. Activity, behavior. It's a simple answer, right? If I open your email, but also click and go to your website, what is that telling you? That's a big giant flag saying, hey, I'm interested. Because we're not in an interesting business to the average person, right? What we do is not that interesting to them, but it is necessary. And that's the beauty of what we do, is it is necessary. So those who are clicking through to read what could be perceived as a boring topic to most people tells me, hey, you know what? The fact that they're reading this about how to the steps to go through to buy a home or to clean up your credit or whatnot, that tells me that they have a need. But what I'm tracking is I'm not just tracking whether or not they clicked. I'm going a step further, guys, and I'm actually tracking, and I can see that once they hit my website from my email, I can actually see which pages they went to. I could see each individual person that goes to my website, what they did while they were there. Did they download something? Did they click through to something? What pages did they look at? I could see all of that data. It's all imported right to my dashboard, so I'm looking at it plain as day right now. Okay, this guy here, he's opened 6 of my emails in the past 34 days. He's been to my website 4 times. He spent a total of 19 minutes and 34 seconds on my website. He's been here on this day, this day, this day. Oh, and he opens my messages at these times of day. And everything that he's reading is about debt consolidation. So guess what I'm going to do? Here's the modify part. If I properly automated, my software is going to say, okay, I can see that this guy is obviously interested in refinances, or I'm sorry, in debt consolidation. So instead of emailing him a bunch of emails on purchase loans, I'm going to instead modify by sending him over to a different group. I'm going to send him over to the group of emails about debt consolidation. So now he's getting relevant messages. I've just increased my chances of converting that borrower by several 100%. Because if he's looking to debt consolidate, what does he care about purchase loan emails and information and videos? I can send him that stuff till I'm blue in the face, but I'm not going to get anywhere. I need to be sending him stuff about debt consolidation if that's what he's reading on my website. And that's the tracking and modification behavior, and this is the way top producers market. This is how they're converting so many more loans than the average person. So that brings us to this step of the process where we're grading the lead. We're selecting our follow-up based on their interest level, on their need, and on the what I like to call the hotness of the lead. Okay? Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? Again, if I'm properly automated, I don't have to sit down and manually look through all 29,000 people in my database. No, my software does it for me. and grades their behavior on a scale of 1 to 10 and kicks back to me, hey, here's the top 20 people you need to be contacting this week because they're burning hot leads right now. So now I'm not wasting my time with the cold leads, I'm spending my time with the hot leads based on their activity that's been graded by software that I set up and gave it the parameters on which to grade. So how many of you guys can see that following this set of parameters or this set of guidelines that you would convert more leads than the way the average loan officer goes about following up? How many of you guys see that? All right, there we go. All right, I'm getting the booms here. All right, you guys remember the booms? Yeah, no-brainers. You got it. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't technology awesome? When it's working right, technology's awesome. But guys, really what it is it's a process. It's like a manufacturing plant. If you were Hershey's and you were manufacturing candy bars, would you want a manual process, or would you want it as automated as humanly possible? You know, that's really what it boils down to, is we're creating a manufacturing process of lead conversion. We identified the activities that tend to make them convert at a higher percentage, and we put it on autopilot to make sure that not just the occasional person experiences good service and good follow-up and warm and fuzzy feelings from you, but every single lead that comes through the door. I don't care if it's cold leads, freezing cold leads, or hot leads. They should all be privy to a regular and consistent follow-up process. I've been shocked. I used to think that I was really good at picking out the good leads until I had it kind of shoved in my face when I actually started looking at my numbers going, wow, a lot of these guys that I'm labeling as cold leads are actually the guys that purchased the most. So I stopped trusting just my random judgment on here's who's going to be a hot lead and here's who's going to be a cold lead. Instead, let the numbers speak for themselves. And that's when my conversion rates started going through the roof, because they're all being treated to their own customized message based on their own behaviors. Let them buy on their cycle. Let's not force them. Let's not tick them off. But at the same time, let's do everything in our power to make sure they have a wonderful experience so that they go, hey, that's my loan officer there, as opposed to going to the guy down the street. Okay? So with all that said, I know I've been flapping my jaws here, guys, so I'm going to get ready. If you guys can give me just a moment here, I'm going to go to the web and I'm going to show you guys what Mortgage Lead Machine is all about. So I'm going to show you how I build my marketing strategies, my follow-up platforms, and I'm going to go straight to the platform to do it. Okay, so you guys give me just a moment here. Close out of all these slides. If they'll let me here. Go to the web. And I'm going to go to my dashboard here. So what I have set up here, guys, is I have a dummy demo dashboard here set up. And I just threw a couple emails into the system, and just to kind of show you guys how it all works and comes together. But this is it. You know, we're just kind of rolling back the curtain here. This is the dashboard, and this is the dashboard that greets me in the morning. Now this one's pretty blank because, again, I just set it up this morning and just dumped some emails in here. But typically this is all filled with metrics and numbers and showing me, hey, here's who you need to contact and here's your phone calls scheduled for today, etc., etc. But this is what you see when you're new. All right. So one of the first things that the software does that just really gets me super excited is, let me go ahead and open something up here to show you. I can't show it to you live because it pulls personal information out of every lead that comes in. So let me instead show you a screenshot, because I was able to block some of that personal information. Okay, autoresponder data capture number 1 and autoresponder data capture number 2. Now, when I talk about automation, here's where it's going to blow your mind. Check out these pictures. I'm pulling them up here in just a moment. Okay, as soon as a lead, all I need is an email address. When an email address is captured, here's what happens. That email address is dumped into my miniature CRM, Mortgage Lead Machine, and it takes that email address and and cross-references it with all the huge databases of information all over the country, and then within about 30 to 60 seconds, it fills up right here, contained right in my autoresponder. Tells me the person's marital status, their homeowner status, do they own a home or not, what the estimated market value of their home is, education level, income level, phone number, whatever's available. It will pull it in. Now that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I know practically everything there is to know on a relevant level. Now this, as you can see, this is a scroll bar here because there's a lot more data, but this is why I wouldn't show it to you guys live, because I didn't want to give out somebody's personal information. But I can scroll through and there's about 10 more fields of data that I've captured. I know how much they spent on their car, what kind of car they drive, roughly how much credit card debt they have, everything. That's insane, isn't it? It's the same databases that all the big boys like Google and Facebook and Bing and Yahoo tap into. We can tap into it too, and Mortgage Lead Machine does that. So I know, are they a homeowner or not? If so, what's the market value of their home? Are they married, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a lot of data to work with just right from the word go. Okay, so that's one really, really cool and powerful strategy right there that kind of gives me a big leg up on my competition. But here's the really fun part, is I come in here and I say, okay, I want to create a list, okay? So I want to create a list of individuals, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an automation. Right, so watch this. So I come down here and I say, okay, I'm running some ads on Facebook. These are my zero down ads, and I'm just going to click on this. Now this is a graphical interface that allows you to visualize your entire follow-up process. So there's no trying to visualize things and, hey, it's just a bunch of gibberish on a piece of paper. You actually see how everything plays out right in front of you. So I say, okay, when I capture somebody's email address, this is one entrance to my funnel. Now I can add other entrances to my funnel, such as, hey, I manually upload them, or they send me an email. And because of the fact that they sent me an email, they get on a particular topic, they get dumped into this funnel. So I can add many different entrances to my funnel. But right here, I put one leg of the funnel. And this little plus sign says, okay, what would you like to happen? When you capture a lead, what do you want to have happen? Do you want to have the system send out an email? Do you want to have it send out a text message to them? Or when you capture a lead, do you want it to send you an email address and up to 5 other email addresses and notification to follow up with this person? So maybe it's a really, really hot topic that you know what, me and a couple of realtors I'm working with, all of us need to know these leads that are coming in so that at least one of us follows up with it. Or I can have all 3 of these things happen at the same time. I could choose, I'm not limited to just one activity. I could say, okay, send them an email, send them a text, notify me and 2 realtors that this lead just came in. Or I can I can pause it and say, okay, wait 2 or 3 days, then send them a message, or then send a notification to see what happened and who followed up with them. Or I can track, did they click on something in my email? Here's my conditions. Time and date stamps. What actions did they take? Did they go to my website? Did they open the email? Did they click on something? I can make all of my follow-ups conditional and basically craft the most detailed and highly effective marketing follow-up campaign imaginable. And I can add as many segments to my funnel as I like. And ultimately I'm going to have this visual representation so I can see how everything plays out right in front of me. That's why I call it a machine, guys. Automation. I know a lot of people look at this and go, you know what, that all looks cool, but I would hate to have to be the one to set it up. Well, you know what? With MortgageLeadMachine.com, we set it up for you, all right? So you don't even have to get your hands dirty with this, but it's cool to know that's there, and you can customize it if you like. If you don't like what we set up, our funnel, you come in here and just make a little change. And as your funnel goes along, I can come in here and click to view reports, and I can watch and see how well the funnel's been working over time on a week-to-week, day-to-day, and a month-to-month basis. So what I do is I come in here and I first create a list, and I say, okay, I want one list for realtors. I want another list for refinances. I want yet another list for VA home loans. I want another list for first-time home buyers. And then each one of those lists has their own sales funnel. So all of them will be marketed to in the best way possible and receive the best possible messages for that particular group. All right, I think Nick he gets an award for the greatest comments of the day in the chat box here. He put insane in the membrane. I guess, Nick, you must saw the video I posted in my Facebook last week, huh? Nice. All right. So let me just stop right here. Before I show you guys anything else, I just have to ask, what do you think so far? Do you see how just this one primary feature, actually I've shown you two features, automatically pulling in the data of the prospects and then having a graphical interface and just clicking a plus sign to tell the system, do this, then do that, then do this, oh, and if they do this, then do that, and so forth. So see, what's happening is it's separating kind of the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, okay? Meaning that when I'm in that sales funnel graphical interface, I could tell it, you know what, if 35 days go by and this person still has not opened up a single email, put them in a different folder, because obviously these emails, nothing's going to change. These emails aren't really resonating with them, so let's put them in a different category. So I actually set, I don't know about you guys, but I like to have a separate folder that I call my warm-up list, because Mortgage Lead Machine tracks over time people who never open anything. And for me, if 90 days go by and they have not opened a single thing or visited my website, and by the way, once you have their email address, it doesn't matter whether they open an email or not. If that person ever goes back to your website, you will receive a notification. You will know that that person went to your website. It's all tracked here in the metrics. So it doesn't matter whether they were sent there by your email or not. Once you got them in the machine tracks every little bit of activity on your website. So there's no sneaking around you. But again, if 90 days go by and not only have they not opened my emails, but they also have not gone to my website, they have not gone to my blog, nothing, I know that's getting to be a cold lead. Obviously my message isn't resonating. There's a problem with my approach. So they go into a warm-up list where I'm going to throw a whole bunch of free stuff at them. Right? A bunch of free information, really helpful and usable information, and go overboard, just, hey, trying to get their attention. And what I find is I can usually pull about another 30-40% of them back into my warm list again, because they'll finally click on something, go, okay, yeah, now I remember why I liked your stuff. So the lead machine, essentially its job is to make sure things are not slipping between the cracks. Okay, Paul, Chad, how do you keep a lead in the machine? Well, it all stays in here. This is like, the best way to think of the lead machine, guys, it's like an autoresponder on steroids with some hints of CRM. This is why I call it a mini CRM. It's not a full-blown CRM, because we did a lot of test webinars and beta testing with loan officers, and the one thing that kept coming back is it's got to be simple and easy to use, simple and easy to use, simple and easy to use. Otherwise, I'm not going to use it. So a full-blown CRM, as you know, guys, gets to be a little clunky and difficult to use. This is, I mean, you could play around with no instructions and figure it out in about 30 to 40 minutes for most of us, okay? Now, I'm not saying it's the world's easiest software, because the more power you add, yes, things do have more buttons and more things to click on, but it's very intuitive. These graphical interfaces are very powerful. Let me show you another one of my favorite features here, and that is the reporting. When I come over here and I click on reports, what I like about reporting is over here on the right hand side, check this out, I click on these drop downs. What it'll show me is, first of all, it'll show me everybody that's taken action this week who's nearby. So it's going to take it within a 50-mile radius of me, which of the prospects that have read or went to my website or clicked on something or forwarded something, where have they gone, where are they, where do they live. So it's actually going to show me a map, an overhead view of a map, and show me where these people are located. Next, it's going to show me what are my top contacts. It tracks all of their activity and puts them into a category called top contacts. So for the week, I can look and say, who are the people who have been most engaged in the past 30 days? Opening everything, clicking on things, going to my website, reading stuff, sharing it on Facebook, because by the way, it also tracks whether they share your stuff on Facebook or Twitter too, which is really cool. But now I know who my hot leads are. I don't have to guess. I just click on top contacts. Pretty powerful, isn't it? The next thing that it does is it tracks the time in the day of email openings. Guess what that means? That means that I know what time of day and what day of the week is best for sending my emails. I don't have to guess anymore. It'll show me, okay, Wednesday at 10:32 a.m. is the best time of day for you to send an email, because it tracks over the past 30 to 60 days and figures out what days and what time frame during those days are getting the most emails opened. See, I used to send all my emails on Tuesdays and Thursdays because that's what all the gurus were saying worked. And I said, wow, that's really cool. But once I had this in my hands, and I said, it sure as heck isn't Tuesdays and Thursdays for me. It's Sundays and Mondays. Sundays. Everybody said don't send on weekends. Don't send Sundays. Well, you know what? Reality says something completely different. And the only way I found out, and I'm getting almost double the open rate by sending on Sundays and early Mondays. Now, your results may be different, but guess what? You don't have to guess. That's the beautiful thing. No guesswork involved. Just let it run for a couple weeks, then come back in here to reports, and you'll see your trends and see, okay, you'll see your bar graph. Again, this is a dummy account, so that's why you're not seeing the actual stats. I'm not using my actual live account, guys, because there's a lot of people's personal information in there, so that could be uncomfortable. Broadcasting that to hundreds and hundreds of loan officers. So instead, I'm just using the dummy account. But ultimately, what you'd see here is a chart graph telling you, first of all, which day of the week is getting the best numbers and the best open and views and clicks. So it breaks it out for you. And then by the hour, what time of day are you getting the most opens and clicks and activity? So these are very important metrics, because obviously if people aren't getting your messages, then that's a problem. All right, so Chad, does this have the capability to send SMS? Yes, it does. Text messages, that's something else I was going to cover. Instead of sending the autoresponders isn't just an email autoresponder, guys. It's a text message autoresponder. So you have the capability to shoot them out a text. Why would we want to do that? Well, because of the 96% read ratio of text messages. So guess what? You team up with some realtors and allow them to pop the numbers or the code for the SMS for your mortgage lead machine, and now all those texts come to you and kick back a message automatically to those folks. So they get information about homes and properties. So you're teaming up with realtors with a really cool feature, but you're capturing leads and dumping them right here into your system. All right, so let me actually click on contacts here real quick. I'm going to pause the screen here because I actually have some real contacts that I pumped in here. But I just want to show you guys. Let me create a dummy contact here. I'm gonna create myself. I'm gonna add myself as a contact in here. Now I can tag my leads too. So maybe I have a tag that, hey, I've talked to on phone, or whatever my tag is going to be. So I can always, at a glance, come in here and click on a tag and say, I want to see all the leads that I've talked to in the past week on the phone. Boom, click on tag, and it shows me everybody. Okay, so I'm just pointing that out. I can attach them to the appropriate list. I got their phone number in here, but let me go ahead and click add. Now you saw that I just added myself, right? So let's watch what happens here. Okay, so it's already found me on the web, and it's already pulled up one of my profile pictures, probably from my WordPress. And you see over here on the right where it says we are still determining their location and time zone. Right now, it's digging the web to see if it can find my Facebook profile, my Twitter profile, and my LinkedIn profile. And once it finds that, it's going to be a clickable link on here, so I can immediately go to that profile and connect with that lead. But check it out. Over here are my notes and my tracking. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen. So see right here, I can click to add a note. Very cool. I can click over here on my site and event tracking. And this right here will report as I start to take action, as Chad Weber starts to take action, I'm going to see these reports showing up here, time and date stamped. Everything that person does from now on will be reported to me through my dashboard. It's So activities, notes, and then deals. Deals is where we get to the CRM type functions of the lead. So yes, I can set up contacts and scheduled meetings and appointments and whatnot through here as well. But ultimately, I hope you guys are seeing just how insanely powerful that really is. So I can click on my deals now, and maybe I say this person's going to be a great deal for me. Okay, so maybe I've taken a 1003 app, and now I want to start setting my phases. You have complete control over the deals. Okay, so you set the different stages, and as that person takes action, they move from one deal stage to another. This is like your pipeline or your sales funnel. And you can fill this up with as many deal stages or sales funnel stages as you like. But you track all of the activity, who you have phone calls with, schedule the phone calls and meetings, appointments, and everything right here from your dashboard. Okay? Now, let's go to, give me just a moment here, folks. I am going to go to my campaigns. Oh, and by the way, as you're sending out a message to your prospects, you have the capability to send out specific behavior-based messages on a manual basis as well. So it's not just automated. If you're doing an email blast to everyone in your database, you can click a button and add message variables and say, hey, if they're at this stage, send them this email, but if they're at that stage, send them this message in the same email. So you don't have to write multiple emails and send out multiple email blasts. You write one email, choose your variables, click send, and it takes care of it from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you guys another really cool feature here. There you go, copy. Going into my templates. So of course, if you want to send something graphical, you have all of these layouts already uploaded into the system. And what you'll be finding in here, guys, I'm going to preload your campaigns with entire follow-up funnels and pre-written emails. Okay, so I'm going to make it easy for you. But ultimately, if you want something graphical, you have about 50 different templates to choose from if you want something more than just a text-based message or email. So I'm going to click to create a new campaign here. And when I click to create a new campaign, I'm going to go, okay, I want to market to realtors. Do I want to send out just a regular one-time email blast? Do I want to send out a date-based campaign? Like I can come in here and schedule all my Christmas emails, all my holiday emails, 4th of July emails, etc., etc. Do I want to put this in automation mode? Do I want to attach this to an autoresponder? Do I want to do an A/B split test? Or do I just want to send a text-only campaign with no graphics, no HTML whatsoever? I'm just going to do a regular email and click my next button. Okay, so who am I going to send this to? I'm going to send it to these 21 contacts. Okay, do I want to segment my list and decide who gets my email and who doesn't? Nah, I'm just going to click the next button. I'm just going to use the basic template. Now I click the continue button. So now I have my visual editor where I can just hammer out my email. But as I was just mentioning, if I click this button right over here, I can insert conditional content. So if the person, if I've tagged them as realtors, they're going to get this message. But if they're not tagged as realtors, they're going to get something else. Or I want individuals who are homeowners, right here, or a certain income, are going to get one version of the email, and if they're on a lower income, they're going to get a different version of the email, and so forth and so forth. So I can track all of this information here, guys, and customize my message accordingly. I can do my spam check here to make sure it's not going to get viewed as spam. I'm going to send my test email to me? And boom, that's it, guys. It's really simple to blast out my email to as many people as I need to. Okay, Paul, what is an A-B split test? The A-B split test is when you want to test two variations of a message to see which one gets better results. So it'll send out, you write one version of the email and then a slightly different second version of the email. Click the button and Mortgage Lead Machine will send out to 50% of the group one version and 50% of the other group, and it's going to report back to you which email got the better results. So that way you're never guessing. You're actually testing and getting the best results. All right, so does that make sense? All right, Chad, can we add our own templates? Yes, you can. Absolutely, Mike. You can add as many of your own emails, templates, variations, sales funnels. This is your system, okay? So you can do whatever you want. So we just preload it with content for you. So in that case, if you don't want to sit down and become a writer, you already have entire campaigns to build off of. And these aren't just any campaigns, guys. These are good campaigns. These are tested campaigns. We know they work. We're keeping them interesting and engaging, but at the same time helpful and beneficial and not too overly salesy. And I'll tell you where we're going with Mortgage Lead Machine, guys. It's going to be with our premium package. Not available just yet, so don't get me wrong. I don't want you guys to misinterpret. It's not available just yet. It's coming very soon. Is we're going to attach videos, follow-up engagement videos to your Mortgage Lead Machine. So you're not just sending out emails, you're not just sending out articles, but an entire funnel. Tutorial videos on the top 5 things you need to know before you fill out a loan application, or here's the truth about zero down or low down payment mortgage loans. How do I pick the best loan officer? How do I pick a great realtor? What's the best way to pick the best home? Etc., etc. What if I have problems with my credit? How do I fill out these mortgage docs? Why is the loan officer asking me for so much paperwork? Entire tutorial videos, funny and engaging tutorial videos that you can brand, by the way, with your own information. Pre-written emails, linked directly to the videos. You brand them, boom, makes you look good, better engagement. Okay? How much time would it take to sit there and hash out those in professional grade tutorial explainer, what we call explainer videos? So that's yet another segment of Mortgage Lead Machine that's coming soon. Okay? So I see a lot of questions coming over. Before I start showing off some more of these features, I just want to pull this up real quick. So if you guys can give me just a moment. Okay, for those of you, because I'm getting a lot of questions, how much is it, etc., etc., etc. Guys, you can go to mortgageleadmachine.com, and here's basically what you get. First of all, we're going to load your account. We have to build it first, okay? We build every single one of these accounts. It's not just something that we flip a switch and boom, because we set you up on your own delivery server, so you get maximum email delivery. So we build each account, and then we upload pre-written sales funnels and content modules. So these aren't it's not just one module of, hey, everybody gets the same email. No, we're giving you a realtor module, we're giving you a borrower module, we're giving you a debt consolidation module, a damaged credit module, etc., 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 all filled with pre-written content on a timer. So you don't even have to build the funnel. Okay? So you get the full email marketing platform, you get the follow-up and tracking functionality where it tells you who's opening what time of day, who's the highest engaged, what best day of the week to send your message, all that really cool stuff I showed you, whether they visited your website or not, what they clicked on while they're at your website, all of that's included. Okay, the reporting and stats functionality, the lead research functionality where it pulls up their Facebook profile and LinkedIn profile and all that good stuff, that's optional. So that's an upgrade, guys. Okay, that's a $12 upgrade if you want that functionality, because that's not cheap for me to tap into that database. Okay, so that is an upgrade. That doesn't come with the basic module, but again, it's $12 a month if you want to upgrade to that. So for some of you, it's worth it. Others say, I'm not going to use that information. It's entirely up to you, but it's a really cool way to get data and research who it is you're marketing to. Fresh content upgrades. We will be upgrading the system on a regular basis with new features and new content based on your feedback. You guys know how I work by now, right? Loan Officer Marketing Lab, Mortgage Marketing Hacks, Mortgage Marketing Coaching, all the programs that I run, what do they all have in common? I'm always asking you guys, what do you want? How can I make this better for you? I got a whole developer team over here ready to create stuff, but I got to tell them what to create, and I base that on what will make your career, your job as a loan officer easier. So upgrades and fresh content upgrades and live training. We're doing a live training next week for everybody that joins us today, okay, on mortgageleadmachine.com. But here's the deal. This is my very first webinar for mortgageleadmachine.com. So what I'm doing, guys, is right out of the gate, I'm throwing it out there with a big discount. Okay, instead of the $100 for the basic and the $149 for the premium edition, I'm throwing it out there $67 to grab the basic edition, and then $79 for the premium. And that premium edition comes with, like I said, the capability to tap into the data with just a email captured. Okay, so yeah, $67 a month or $79 a month. And the premium edition, guys, as we go along, any of the premium upgrades will be applied to the premium edition as well. So not a bad deal for just $12 a month, because there's some really cool content we'll be adding to the premium accounts. But we wanted to make it affordable and just pack this thing with features that allow you to deploy marketing strategies very, very simply. Okay, so your follow-up, your lead nurturing, your metrics and reporting. It's even going to help you boost your effectiveness with your website and your SEO, because you're going to see what people are engaging with and what content they're engaging with on a regular basis. Extremely powerful, huh? And yes, this can integrate with all sorts of other software. So if you're using some other sort of CRM, Salesforce.com, practically all of the top 20 biggest, including Infusionsoft, this plugs right into them. We have an open API on it, so it'll communicate with other software as well. I see a bunch of questions coming over here, so give me just a moment. Scrolling through them. All right. That's right, Ryan. Yeah, this is pretty much a lead management system and kind of a miniature CRM all in one. You got it. Yeah, very, very powerful. Roy, Chad, are you adding the landing page platform? You know what? Right out of the gate, we made this so it communicates with our mortgage lead pages, landing page software as well. So yeah, you can actually use our mortgage lead pages, and when it captures a lead, it'll funnel it straight into your mortgage lead machine. So you don't have to manually upload leads. It just takes the lead and pops it right where you want it. Okay, so it's definitely communicates with our mortgage lead pages platform. Okay, Edgar, how about a for sale by owner module? Yes, it has a for sale by owner module. Yes, a pre-written FSBO follow-up content. Okay, so you got it. Okay, how many weeks are in a campaign? That's a great question, Paul. It just depends on the actual module itself. We have different campaigns with different lengths, but most of them you're looking at a minimum of 90 days, in some cases up to 6 months to 9 months of pre-written follow-ups. And then at that point it can recycle and start from the beginning again if you like. But keep in mind, a lot of the campaigns we will be extending as we go along once we start adding in the video tutorial and follow-ups that will be sent to your prospects. So you'll be able to extend and add several more months to your follow-up cycle. Chad, can the text messaging module have an if-then-that response? Yes, Chris, absolutely. So if you guys are unfamiliar with what if-then-that means, that's an automation terminology that basically what we were just discussing. If the person does this, then I want you to do that. It's basically how we're communicating with the software, telling them if they do this, then do that. And your text messaging does have if this, then that functionality. To an extent, it's obviously it's not as integrated as email, because text messaging is never as integrated as email. But yes, you can have some conditional content based on the if this, then that. So very, very sophisticated. All right. Okay, Chad, I see a question here about scheduled. I'm wondering if you can get set up, or if you can set up the emails to go out on specific dates for different people. Like say for example you have a mortgage renewal or anniversary date and you want to send out an email for an annual review. Can you set up an email to go out to the client on this anniversary of January 2nd, for example? Yes, Aleem. You can set up specific dates to send out specific emails to just individuals. So if it's been exactly 1 year since they did a loan with you, then boom, there'll be one email that gets sent out and it goes right to that person who just hit their 1 year anniversary since they did a loan with you. And then their 2 year and 3 year and so forth. Same thing for their birthdays. You know, you can program it to send out birthday notifications and so forth. So yes, you can target individuals with the if this then that functionality. That's insane, isn't it? All right. Do you have a loans in process module to communicate with clients that are in the process of closing the loan and perhaps getting additional referrals from them? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Absolutely. We have a module for loans in process. So it's kind of a before, during, and after modules. Where before, you know, they become a customer, they're getting one series of messages, but then they transfer to a different phase once they're in process. And then post-closing, there's yet another module for individuals who have closed, so you can stay in touch with them and try to get more referrals. Okay, so yeah, we put a lot of thought into this, guys, and I know we're a little later than we wanted to be on launching it, but you know, this was a pretty hefty process and project. So it definitely took up a lot of time, but I think that we have something here that you guys are going to absolutely love. Okay, so heck, I use it for almost all my emails now. Okay, Chad, when is this being released? This is available right now. If you go to mortgageleadmachine.com, you will see that right here. Now, if you guys sign up today, again, you guys know how this works. When we do our special offers, they're generally good for 24 hours. You scroll down to the bottom of Mortgage Lead Machine, you'll see the basic, and then you'll see the enhanced edition, right? So these are your options, and that means you get this at a huge discount. Instead of the $97 for the basic and the basically what boils down to $150 for the enhanced edition, you're basically getting it for, there we go. Sorry about that, got distracted by some of the questions here. Yes, Tom, there will be video trainings. Now keep in mind, guys, when you buy, you're not going to get instant access because I got to build it for you. We build out each one. So generally it's within 24 hours you will get a notification with your login saying, hey, go to this link and your Mortgage Lead Machine is active. And then Monday is when we go through and we upload all the lead machines with the done-for-you content. So within 24 to 48 hours, you'll be able to log into your machine, and then by Monday, you'll be able to just deploy pre-created sales funnels and follow-up strategies. So yeah, we're actually going in and manually building this stuff out for you, so that way you don't have to watch 4, 5, 6 hours of trainings and then go out and manually write and build this stuff for yourself. Okay, but that doesn't mean we're not going to do training. We're still going to do live trainings. So the very first live training is scheduled for next week. And I see some questions about opt-in forms. Yes, there's a lead capture opt-in form builder. You got it. And yes, it is mobile responsive. So it will detect if the person opening the email is opening it on a desktop or if they're opening it on a mobile device. And it will resize your email accordingly. All right. All right, John, yeah, for the lead capture page, yeah, just send that over to cweber@averagejoelo.com, and we can get you taken care of for the mortgage lead pages. Edgar, Chad, can we cancel at any time if we are unsatisfied? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Absolutely. So, yeah, there's no contract here, guys. You don't have to commit to 6 months, 9 months, a year, none of that. You know, bottom line is that I believe the same thing I've always believed, that if for whatever reason you're unhappy, then you shouldn't be forced to keep using something. So yeah, it's mortgageleadmachine.com. So yeah, once you purchase, it'll just send you to a welcome page just saying, welcome, here's what's happening, we're going to build your lead machine for you, we're going to upload it with content, you'll be getting your logins here within the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, because remember, we're attaching this to a server, so we have to wait for that server to propagate. Otherwise, we'd get you set up a lot quicker than that even, but we do have to wait for that to propagate. Jeff, Chad, are we guaranteed the data is never shared or used by anyone else? Absolutely. We do not touch your data, not even once, not even for a glance. Your data is your data, okay? And yes, it's all kept on a SSL encrypted server as well. So that is a fully encrypted and protected dedicated server. Chad, can I start with the basic and upgrade the following month and still receive the initial savings? Yeah, you can start with the basic, Edgar. That's not a problem. If you want to start with one and upgrade down the road, that's perfectly fine. Roy, Chad, where do I sign up for the Mortgage Lead Pages program? I understand it's only available to Mortgage Marketing Hacks and Loan Officer Marketing Lab clients. Yeah, send an email to the C. Weber at AverageJoeLO. Let them know you're a Lab or a Hacks member, and we'll get you set up for Mortgage Lead Pages. Okay. Ron, we're not. No more lead pages or InstaPage. We now use mortgageleadpages.com. We basically built out our own proprietary software for the Facebook lead generation. All right. I'm just going through. Awesome, Chris. Awesome. Let's see. Absolutely, Tom. Yeah, the Facebook advertising, our landing page software, and the Mortgage Lead Machine, are they all working together as one big program? Yeah, it all complements each other very, very nicely. Chad, can self-created videos be uploaded? Yeah, you can link to whatever videos you want. You can insert Flash into the emails if you like. Not a problem. Yeah, Nick, Chad, I put mortgageleadpage.com into my browser and it leads to a blank page. Yeah, because mortgageleadpages.com is not available to the general public at the moment. It's only available to Lab members and our Marketing Hacks members. But mortgageleadmachine.com, on the other hand, is available right now. Okay, so I have not done our rollout webinar for Mortgage Lead Pages. So I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with what mortageleadpages.com is, but that's our landing page and lead capture software where you can deploy lead capture pages with a couple clicks of a button and run ads to them, SEO, whatever you like. Very, very powerful. Okay, but it's not available just yet. Ryan, yeah, it's our proprietary version of Landing Page Club. So anybody that's a Landing Page Club member is getting moved over to Mortgage Lead Pages. So you're absolutely right. We left InstaPage to our own software. Okay, yeah, Chris, the Zaxa that you're seeing, that's just the processing software that takes the orders for us. So yeah, you don't have to log into Zaxa. When you guys purchase, and if you see the name Zaxa on there, don't worry, nothing happened, nothing went wrong. That's just the processor. See how it says down here, powered by Zaxa? That's our merchant gateway for basically protecting data and whatnot and processing our orders. Okay. Let's see. Oh, well, I'm trying to. Give me just a moment, guys. I apologize. I'm scrolling through. There's a lot of questions just flying over. So I'm trying to see which ones I've answered and which I may have missed out on. Okay. All right. So I see I have about 30 people to welcome already. Okay. Chad, you mentioned Mortgage Lead Machine and Mortgage Lead Pages. Yeah, that's completely different. Yeah, that's completely different. Yeah, Ron. Yeah, this would definitely complement what you did with your coaching last month. Absolutely. Importing and exporting data. Can Can I import and export? Yeah, importing and exporting, guys, is really, really simple. Let me go back to the software here real quick. So let me show you guys how it's done. So I click on contacts. Let me collapse. I got a bunch of windows open here just blocking my page. And I can click to add a contact. Just a second there. And right here on the Add Contacts page, you'll see I have this big blue, dark blue button at the top right corner of my screen. Once I click that Import Contacts, that's just basically going to bring me over to the import page where I have the option to import it from a file. So check this out. When I click on import, it's basically how would you like to connect. So do you currently have some other sort of CRM, or maybe you're storing your data in Google Contacts, Google Spreadsheets? Are you using any of these CRMs? Because if so, it'll automatically contact and connect with these CRMs and pull your data as is directly into your lead machine. Or I can manually copy and paste them one at a time, or I can just click here to import them from a file, such as an Excel spreadsheet or a .csv format. So yeah, it's very, very easy to import your leads or contacts as they are now. Most individuals, to be honest, are just putting them into a CSV Excel spreadsheet. Chad, do I need mortgage lead pages to make mortgage lead machine work? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're two completely separate programs. All right. Is it possible to import? John, is it possible to import from a Fannie Mae file? We don't currently have it set up to where it recognizes the Fannie Mae extension. That's something that we have been working with, that we were hoping to be able to offer at some point in the future, though. But I don't hold my feet to the fire on that. I can't guarantee it, because there are a lot of unforeseens when you go down that path. But it is definitely something that we've been looking into. Okay. Top of line there. Okay. Susan, no upfront fees. It's just your $67 a month or your $79 a month, depending on which you select there. Okay. Can the system auto send snail mail? Actually, in a way, Chris, we do have the apps. Okay, so if you see up here where it says apps, and there's actually a way to get the system to trigger the sending of direct mail, but it's not something that we've been actively adding to our sales funnels just yet, but it's definitely something that we will be revisiting very soon. But does it have that capability? Yes, it does. We already have that capability because it taps into a lot of the apps out there, and there's apps where you can basically take the data from our mortgage lead machine and use it to trigger something like sendoutmail.com or any of those types of applications. Okay, so as long as they have an open API, your software can trigger it based on a timer. But it's not something that we've actively put into the system funnels just yet. Okay, Chad, are the emails we send out compliant? I'm guessing what you're asking is if they're spam compliant, can spam 2003 compliant, and the answer to that is yes. Yes, it is. Basically, as long as you're not deleting our footers, we automatic insert of your spam compliance notifications at the bottom of each email, so you don't have to manually type them out. So unless you're going in and deleting them, they are can spam compliant. So great question. Okay, you don't, yeah, Edgar, you don't need a coupon to get the discount, because right now I have it set up on that specific page, automatically gives you the discount. And what you'll see is on the screen that I'm on right now, by the way, this is pretty cool because it's showing you that your site tracking. I have it disabled right now, I haven't turned it on. But yes, you can actually go in and activate your site tracking and event tracking, meaning what they do once they're on the site, right here from your apps page. So very powerful. Nick, Chad, the enhanced version allows you to connect through Facebook, correct? The answer to that is yes. Yes, the enhanced version is going to allow you to grab that data. So now keep in mind, you're not going to get Facebook information on every single person. Okay? It just depends. If that's the email that they used and it's connected to their Facebook profile or their Twitter profile or LinkedIn profile, that's how it's tracking them down. But if they used a completely separate email, then you're not going to get that data. But on anybody that, if that's the email that they used, and I get it on about 60-70% of the people, I get all those profiles. Okay. What are the differences between the basic and enhanced? Yeah, that's exactly correct. The difference is that you're pulling in more data with the enhanced version. Okay, so it's going to pull in more data, and there's going to be some additional content updates that we'll be making as we go along to the enhanced version because we're turning on some additional features. Okay? Awesome. Welcome aboard, and welcome aboard. Jared, Chad, how would I use that data from Facebook? Let me tell you guys, this is insane, but we've been getting just great results by doing this. Is when you pull in that data from Facebook, all you got to do is click a button and it'll instantly connect you to their Facebook profile for you to see who they are, and the same thing with their LinkedIn profile and or their Twitter profile. And what happens is that we're able to actually send them a friend request, and that's what we've been doing. Believe it or not, we've been getting better results following up with them on Facebook than we have through email. These people, I mean, your inbox, how many emails do you get in a day? The average open rate is about 30 to 35%, and that's powerful to still be able to reach 35% of your database through that way. But when you can connect with them on Facebook, you have an over 90% read rate. So we just send a friend request, we connect, and if we still can't reach them through email or through phone when we're capturing these leads, then just send them a quick message on Facebook. Go, oh, hey, this is Chad Weber. I'm the guy you requested a list of homes that are selling at a 25 to 30% discount last week, and unfortunately I wasn't able to reach you through email, so I just wanted to see, are you still interested in that list? And we're getting responses about 70-80% of the time. So why not? So yeah, it just gives you yet another means of reaching out to these folks. Yeah, the link, guys, for those of you asking for the discount page, it's right here. It's mortgageleadmachine.com. Again, that's mortgageleadmachine.com. And if for whatever reason, if you are not able to get that set up today, guys, send me an email. I don't want you to miss out on the discount for that, so send an email over to cweber@averagejoelo.com. But I'm putting the link back up on the screen so you can see it. And that page automatically at the bottom of the page has the order forms to the two different programs. All right, and yes, training begins next week, and I'm going to reiterate again, we're going to build your machine out first. So it's not something that you buy and you immediately log into. I just want to manage expectations. I got to build it out first. Once it's built out, in 24 to 48 hours, we'll have 99% of them built out. Okay, I have a whole team here sitting here ready to start building out your machines. And then on Monday is when we upload the sales funnels and the content starts going in. Okay, and then next week is where we're going to do the live training. I'm going to run you guys through every single feature and show you, here's how to use this thing inside out, upside down. Because it's powerful. And right now, it does things that most of us have never seen before, especially in the mortgage industry. So I see some questions about the deliverability rate. Right now, this server is hitting a 96% plus deliverability ratio. I believe last time I checked it was 96.8, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, Edgar, yes, not a problem. I will definitely... or shoot me an email, Edgar, if you can, for your questions about our gigs on the side project or money on the side project. I'd be more than happy to answer that for you. But yeah, our deliverability ratio is extremely high, and yes, it's a very clean, white-labeled IP that it's sending from, and the SMTPs that we use, everything is very, very clean. We don't allow spam, so I'm just going to throw this out there, guys. Please don't spam on this. We will find out. Spam's not allowed. So if we're just going out and buying lists and just blasting to those lists, not going to work. We'll have to shut down your account because we don't want to ruin it for everybody. Plus, it's not legal. So this is meant for true marketing, true follow-up, true lead nurturing. And that's where this system just absolutely makes things 100 times easier. All right. And for those of you that have huge lists, we can boost the size of list requirements for you for an extra, I believe, I got it right here. Yeah, for an extra 1,500 emails. Now you can send to the existing list as many times as you want for the month. There's no limitation on how many emails you can send on that. Okay, but as far as size of the list, if you need to boost it, shoot me a message. I believe it's $10. Okay. All right. And for let's see, just going through, make sure I didn't miss any questions. And yeah, we'll be doing some training, some live training, guys, on what to do with this system as far as giving you some ideas on how to start filling up your database. We will be doing that as well. Okay. Yeah, how do we get people into the funnel? Absolutely, Rodney. Yeah, we will be talking about how to, the proper way to drive traffic and etc. So we will be covering that. Let me go back, in fact. Just a moment here. I'm going to go back to Mortgage Lead Machines. Grab a list. Let me show you guys something. Here's something I haven't shown you yet. Okay, so I went to my list, and right now I have a zero down homes list that I'm just using as my dummy, right? And when I go to integrations, check it out. I can set up so people can subscribe by email. I can even set it up so that people subscribe by text messaging me. Or I can create a opt-in form, a lead capture form. Now I have other options over here as well. I can just do some really cool things, engagement management, just all sorts of other really cool activities. But this right here, this is what 99% of you are going to use. And this is our form creator. So how many of you guys have said, well, how do I create a lead capture form? Where do I go to create a lead capture form? Well, it's built right into your system right here. I just click here, I give it a name. Okay, so maybe I'm running Google ads. What list do I want the leads to be dumped into? Okay, on my zero down homes list, I click the green OK button. Boom, there we go. Now it has a basic form that's pre-designed. I could go and I could change the colors, the style, and do everything from over here on the left-hand sidebar, but it's already set in a default setting. And I just click on edit on anything that I wish to edit. And right here, boom, I can edit. Instead of full name, I can make this say something else. Do I want to change my theme and style? Okay. Got some preset layouts over here. I can change. Do I want it to blend in with whatever page it's going on? There we got the white background, so it's invisible. Let me give it a light gray background. Change my button colors and manually go through and change everything to my heart's content. So you can make your lead form look pretty much any way you like. Confirmation emails. So I click here. What email do I want to go out to these individuals? Here, who's it going to come from? What email do you, if they click reply to, what email do you want them to see? Headline, body text, etc. Or if I don't want a confirmation email, I can shut that off. All right, my form settings. And do I want to integrate it with my website? Right here, so I just copy and paste. It gives me the code. I also have the capability here to click on social sharing. So these buttons will actually be included in your confirmation email. So when an email goes out to somebody or a follow-up email goes out, boom, they can click here to post to Facebook, post to Twitter, and so forth. And you can click the same thing right here. Just click a button, and it will post that lead capture form to your Facebook or to your Twitter or to your Google+. And, of course, you can kick out a QR code if you like. If you want people to be able to sign up with QR codes, just click on QR code, and there you go. What size QR code do you want? Do you want a 200-pixel QR code? I can download it. So now we can add it to marketing and advertising. I click on the post to Facebook button right here. And look what it does. Boom, posts it right to my timeline. Check that out. Insane, right? So lead capture forms, opt-in forms built in. Very easy to use. If you're not happy with the general, the basic form, as you can see, I can add header text over here. If I have HTML code designs that I want to add to it, or do I want to insert an image to my lead capture form, maybe give it a background image or something, I can do that as well. So you have all of this CAPTCHA, really cool stuff. All right, awesome. Okay, guys. Let's see, Chad, will some of that training be specific to lead generation or consumer direct? Yes. Mortgage lead machine, I will definitely be including some training on lead generation, guys. Now, that's not the intent of Mortgage Lead Machine, but obviously whenever I'm providing some sort of a tool or solution, I want to do everything that I can to make sure you guys know how to use it and know how to keep your pipeline going. So yes, we will be talking about some strategies and some cool things that you can do to start driving some more traffic to your lead machine. Okay, so if I missed your questions, guys, I apologize. I'm showing over 400 questions asked here today, so if I missed it, I apologize. Shoot me an email. If there's an important question I missed, just shoot an email to cweber@averagejoelo.com. You want to take advantage of our special offer, mortgageleadmachine.com. Again, that's mortgageleadmachine.com. Send me an email. More than happy to answer it for you. And in the meantime, you guys make it an awesome day, and I look forward to building your lead machines out. All right? All right, guys, make it a good one. Bye now.